What would happen if the ancient Babylonian gods were to emerge in our modern society? That's the question posed by Jonathan Cahn in his Return of the Gods book. Now, you might be thinking that this is somehow a work of fiction and perhaps a copycat of Neil Gaiman's book, The American Gods. Not really. My Neil Gaiman reference is not a throwaway. Rather, his book literally came to mind as I was reading the introduction to Jonathan Cahn's book. I didn't read that Neil's book. I heard about it in a video review on YouTube where Charlie from Emergency Awesome was reviewing a television series based on that. Just so you know, and to save a little time, I did write a detailed review of Jonathan's book, and you can find it on my blog site. A link will be in the description. I will tell you this, that book was heavy reading. It really hit me like a ton of brick as I'm listening to the audio version this weekend. I would highly recommend that you put on some good worship music in the background as you're reading this particular book. It can be a little depressing. That's how I felt listening to this thing. Now, you might be wondering, is he being serious? Yeah. I did a little research, and the issue of human sacrifice was very real, and that's exactly what the Babylonian deities did. They require the sacrifices of children and adults, and it goes way beyond that. So how did this thing happen? How did we open the door to allow such thing? Jonathan uses a scripture from Matthew. It is the one where an unclean spirit would cast out of a house, it leaves, and comes back and find out, oh, the house is swept clean. Wait, I know. And it's empty, by the way. I know, I'll go get 7 buddies and we'll really wreak havoc. And the place would be in worse shape than it was before. Using that scripture from Matthew, Jonathan paints a very interesting picture of what happens when a nation says no more to the worship of God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We literally opened the door for a spiritual adversary to come in. Now, you might think, well, wait a minute, what about science and all that stuff? Science refers to the natural, not the supernatural. And that's one of the key points Jonathan is making in this book. We can't walk around acting as if science is over there, supernatural is over there, and separate. No, they're not. They're practically intertwined in more ways than we like to admit. Now, I'm not sure I'd go quite as far as Jonathan, but yeah. And here's another problem I did have with this book. Yes, I did have a problem. Jonathan says in the book, hey, this started when we kicked prayer out of the school in that Supreme Court decision. It didn't start there. The decline in America started long before that, and it culminated into that fateful decision. I don't think he's totally wrong. It's just that, but he does mention in the book a little bit. And I said in my review, the written one, if he had included all this stuff, his book would have been 800 pages instead. Yes, this is a heavy book. It's not something I would recommend you go diving in and binge listen for however many hours. And I kind of did that, and oh boy. Yet, it is a sobering warning and a wake-up call to the American church. Let's face it, folks, we kind of created this mess by refusing to get involved in the culture and not doing the very thing that God called us to do. We said, okay, it's just about doing, Yeah, I know. But we don't act that way. The spiritual and the natural do intertwine, and we can't just walk around ignoring that. Okay, even the New Agers are smart enough to recognize that there is a connection between that, and we shouldn't be afraid of it. Otherwise, why are we reading the scripture? Let's stop being afraid of what others may say. What to do? Folks, keep our eyes on Jesus. Focus on what He is saying and doing the thing He told us to do. Let's not uh, sit around acting like it doesn't. No. When we say no to the Lord and we say no to doing the thing His way, we do open the door. But at the same time, we have to be recognized that people have to freely choose for themselves what they do. That's why Joshua, toward the end of that book, of the book after his name, said, choose this day who you will follow. For me and my house, we shall follow the Lord and go His way. You choose for yourself. So I want to encourage you to definitely read the book and pick it up. I happen to be part of the Audible thing, and it would be great if you could, if you get a free membership, I'll get $15 credit for the next book that I can review. All right. I think. Oh, and I'll repeat it again. I'm pretty sure I already said it. A more fuller review will be in the description below. You can go to the link to my blog site there. All right. I want to thank you for your time. Hope you have a blessed day. See you when I see you.